case briefs, and so much more. LSData's got what you're looking for.
In 1924, the Supreme Court of Pennsylvania presided over an intriguing case, Gianni v. R. Russell and Company, that hinged on whether oral agreements could augment written agreements. This case was to examine the critical principle that if a contract is completely written, any evidence of additional verbal terms is inadmissible. At the heart of the case was a dispute between a tenant of an office building, Gianni, and the new ownership of the building, R. Russell and Company. As part of lease renegotiations, both parties agreed and documented in a written contract that Gianni would only continue leasing the room he occupied if he stopped selling tobacco products. But dissatisfaction arose when Gianni discovered another tenant was selling soft drinks, a move he felt directly breached their signed agreement as he had been granted exclusivity of soda sales. Relying on a witness and his own testimony to evidence this oral agreement, Gianni launched a lawsuit. The lower courts were sympathetic to Gianni's case, ruling in his favor and awarding him damages for the breach of the supposed verbal contract. R. Russell and Company wasn't satisfied with this resolution and promptly appealed the decision, challenging the admissibility of the verbal agreement. The Supreme Court of Pennsylvania gravitated towards a different perspective. They posited that any preliminary discussions, unless tainted by fraud or accident, are assumed to have been integrated into the subsequent written contract. Hence, the written agreement should be considered the definitive terms binding the parties. Comparing the written and oral agreements, the court settled on the viewpoint that if the two were related, they were made simultaneously, and any oral understanding should be encapsulated in the written contract. Underscoring the necessity to uphold the sanctity and unequivocally of written contracts, the court dismissed Gianni's claim. This case emphasized that only substantial evidence of a separate agreement could lead to the reformation of a written contract, a standard that Gianni's case severally fell short of.
Case briefs, and so much more. LSData's got what you're looking for. Visit LSD.law, elevate your mind. Leave the stress of class.